Hello everyone, what is up? It is me, Ewan from What Culture, joined by the papioso, Jules Gill. How are you today, Jules?
I'm good, man.
Yeah.
Do you know why I'm good?
Why?
Because busting makes me feel good,
Oh,
brother.
he went there with the Ray Parker Jr. song. Yeah, Ghostbusters 3 Afterlife, the first trailer has, well, the first big trailer, there was a teaser trailer a few years, last year, but the first big trailer has just dropped. So what we're going to do is we're going to do an actual live reaction and basically freak out on camera like nerds on the internet genuinely do.
I'm so nervous and excited because we don't usually get to do this. Usually we watch the trailer and then we take it away, dissect it and come back. So we're actually going to see this for the first time together. It feels like a good bonding moment,
Exactly.
This makes up for the fact that I've not got you a Christmas present. Anyway,
right,
let's
so
go.
here we go. All right, here we go. Cool.
Okay.
What are you doing here in Somerville anyway?
Honestly, my mom would say
it looks so beautiful.
Really broke. And the only thing that's left in our name is this creepy old farmhouse our grandfather left us in the middle of nowhere.
Casper.
Why'd you bring me up here?
They're in the same universe,
Yeah.
yeah.
Are they actually?
Yeah.
Of course they are.
Oh,
What is that?
I don't know.
it's a Transformers.
Oh, crap.
Is that Slimer?
Was, is,
That isn't anywhere near a tectonic plate that has no fault lines, no fracking, no loud music even,
it's Ant-Man.
speaking on a daily basis.
The Ferrero Rocher fell off.
Ooh. This has got a much more sinister tone than the other ones have.
Do you remember that one summer we died under a table?
Of course he has to make a joke.
I found this in my living room.
Whoa, killer replica.
A replica of what?
A ghost trap?
Oh my god. So they finally
Got
just
the
fully
piano keys.
acknowledging
The
it.
piano keys coming in.
Ghost sighting in 30 years.
I love Paul Rudd.
New York
Ghosts
in
just
the 80s,
disappear for 30
it's
years.
Like The Walking Dead. Your dad never mentioned this?
Reference.
It's just my mom.
Oh.
My grandfather died. My mom says we're
Oh, so they're all just saying they're all dead.
Oh.
They're all just dead then.
Wait a minute.
Paul!
Oh, they found the suits.
This is like the Force Awakens of Ghostbusters, isn't it?
This is incredibly epic, like in terms of the scale.
Call it luck. Call it karma. I believe that everything happens for a reason.
I know.
Come on, darling.
Was that Goza's dog?
Goes as Pooch. Hey, Ecto, baby!
Oh, that looks so cool.
Ride or die.
has a gunner seat?
Yes, it does.
That's from the game, wasn't it?
So what?
Wasn't that from the game, the Gonna See? You should play the game, it's really good.
I'll tell you what. I feel like I've just slimed everywhere.
You really enjoyed that, didn't you?
Oh, you're saying that you didn't.
Oh, no, I really,
sorry.
I'm here. I was usually just, I didn't
Right.
think I
Okay,
I don't know your connection to Ghostbusters, Jules, that's the thing.
Well, this is the thing. For me, Ghostbusters, especially Ghostbusters 1, is like one of the best written dark comedies I think that you'll ever find. Like, in terms of, I watched a massive breakdown of the film, and they went through like scene by scene about how it just works and how all the different like elements play off of each other. And from horror film to comedy, to buddy cop movie style trappings, to family-friendly, completely merchandisable toy line. It is one of the most perfect films I think I've ever seen. And growing up, I had all of the toys.
You watched the show,
everything.
The Real Ghostbusters, which
Mate,
was great.
Is that the animated
The
one?
Real Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I did watch that one as
Yeah.
well. I mean, 2 wasn't my full cup of tea.
I mean, to be fair, I'm here for just the Statue of Liberty, just going to town on the pink ooze.
it was more because of the fact that the nanny scared the absolute crap out of me.
That was really terrifying.
It was too much.
We'll
but
get to
still,
the trailer now. That was interesting. I didn't know what to expect from this. I like Jules. I really loved the Ghostbusters films growing up. I think the first 2 were really formative in my childhood. I absolutely adored them. You know, some of the great comedy greats of the 1980s,
Yeah.
and Dan Aykroyd and Harold Ramis, who is sadly no longer with us. And I think it was quite nice the way they honoured him in that. I'm curious to see about the whole new generation. It did feel like the Force Awakens trailer, but make it Ghostbusters. I don't know if you got the same vibe in terms of like the way they integrated the theme throughout.
The tone of this is so different from what I thought it was going to be. From the way that things were shot at the beginning, I thought, oh, we've got a little bit of mystery commentary, but I thought that it was going to be much more aimed at kids. This definitely seems like it's an adult reflective movie because it's like everything seemed serious. There wasn't an element of fun apart from that one standout comedy line that we just said. Remember that summer we died under a table. I was expecting loads more jokes. I was expecting them to be like riffing on the past in a bit more, but this seems like it's approaching it with a sense of somber respectfulness, and I'm thinking that's probably the best way to do it because after the previous Ghostbusters reboot, this is basically just going, right, we've reset again, and this is much more of a serious take.
Yeah.
Maybe that'll be the best thing for it.
I mean, I was quite happy enough having the Ghostbusters video game, which was my third Ghostbusters, effectively. That was like written by Ramis and Aykroyd, and you know they got the entire voice cast back and everything. Definitely go pick that up. They did a remaster this year, so you can actually go pick that up right now if you missed it the first time. I'm really excited for this. I'm not like bowled over, I don't think. I mean, even though Ghostbusters is a big part of my childhood, it's still not a thing where I'm like sacred, and anything that happens afterwards I'll be emotionally devastated over. You know, I've never really been that way. But I am quite excited about the idea of, you know, passing the torch to a new generation in a way that, like, you know, you look back at the older films and base, because Ghostbusters 3 might just be the most cursed movie sequel of all time. I kind of want to say, like,
yeah, definitely. Like anything that's come even close to trying getting it off the ground or in any form has been met with disaster and crystal skulls, but we won't talk about that there. But the thing is that this feels much more like Stranger Things than anything else, and not just because of the cast members that they've chosen for some of this, but because it's like a tone of looking back through nostalgia, but applying it. But I felt like it was small town America as well that they were clearly going for. Like I jokingly said, it looked like Casper's thing, but that's literally how they describe it. It's just Dan
Aykroyd was in Casper.
He goes because he comes down. He goes, "Who are you going to call?" Someone else.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
Runs after
but in a way, not to like say that it's anything like it, but it was kind of like a Derry-ish kind of feeling to the town. And I'm kind of, Paul Rudd's a great choice for this as well, because who on earth could dislike Paul Rudd? He's amazing. And if he gets to suit up in a Ghostbusters costume, then I'm going to be very excited.
I mean, the whole shot lineup of like the kids in like their overalls and then him standing above all of them, just being like, "What are we doing?"
The other thing that I noticed, the really great shot of Ecto-1 drifting through the cornfield basically looks like Fast and Furious meets Ghostbusters, because we're all here for the familia. But also, I really enjoyed the bit where they're in town and they have the gunner seat thing, because I swear that is a thing that was from the game and wasn't actually from the original. Or was it from the cartoon as well? I can't remember.
The closest I think that we came to it in the films prior to this was there was a deleted scene where Ray gets possessed and he goes mad while driving, and I think that they referenced the fact that the rest of the Ghostbusters had to sit in the back and it was uncomfortable because of stuff. I don't know if the gunner seat was a part of the stuff.
Yeah. I also really enjoyed hearing Venkman's narration as well.
Yeah, that was just so lovely.
All I want to do right now is go back and rewatch that first film, because it is one of the best pieces of entertainment ever. It's just like, it's such a brilliant premise. So hilarious, like genuinely very funny, and then also having the reason why it works though is that it's so sincere about its premise. It's never like, oh, here we go, ghosts. It's like, no, this is literally the world that we're living with ghosts, and we're also kind of down on our luck academics, and we have to do this because we've got no money, and it's very dry. And I think this, even though has a danger of getting into over-sentimental territory, I thought this did it okay for the most part.
Well, I mean, you've got to think about it. We have not seen a Ghostbusters film in absolutely years, nor had any hint that there was going to be anything coming out apart from this. And we have only seen 2 ghosts, potentially, in that trailer.
You did point out Goza's demon.
Well, it was just because that stomping foot down there was very reminiscent of the Hell Dogs that they have there, and I don't know if they have any names in the film. I can't remember off the top of my head.
The Gatekeeper and the Keymaster.
And honestly, just seeing if I could see them, but in better graphics, I would be so happy, because Goza's...
You own the chair with the arms that come out, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, Goza's just a cool enemy as well. And like, it'd be Zul, and it'd be, what's the painting called again? He had a funny name, wasn't he? Like
Vigo?
Yeah, Vigo, that was it.
Is it Vigo or is it Vigo?
Vigo, maybe.
I feel as though I've absolutely ruined
No, it's fine. But either way, though, it'd be great to see some of the older enemies come back, because they highlighted that there hasn't been a ghost sighting for 30 years. I found that very strange.
Yes.
I feel like there should have been like, maybe if they wanted to play into it, they could have done more like, well, I think they're trying to cover up
It's very Ghostbusters 2 territory when you think about it, because obviously one of the big eye-rolling things about the first sequel is like,
they
literally had a giant Stay Puft Marshall Man attack New York, and then they're all like, oh no, they all made it up, they did. They all, with their light shows and their special effects, they're bad, them Ghostbusters, but really, you know, it was a thing that happened, so I'm kind of curious to see if like, there's not been a ghost sighting in 30 years. I can't think of anything that happened in Ghostbusters 2 that would have prevented that. Obviously, they got rid of all the awful pink slime.
Yeah.
But that didn't necessarily indicate that there were ghosts gone for good. So maybe there is some sort of unspoken tragedy to the reason why they've been away for so long. Quite curious.
There's a difference there between being forgotten and being disgraced, because in the second one they tried to play it off like they were disgraced, that they were liars. Being forgotten is something that's much more believable, because in this day and age, especially with, you know, celebrities that come and go at the drop of a hat, it could just well be that it was the act your dad loved, but when you get to see him, it's just Saxon singing Wheels of Steel and he can't headbang properly. Not that that's a real example from my own life.
I really, really hope that Ray still has a bookstore.
Oh, that would be nice.
That would be nice.
Honestly, though, there's a sense of charm to that trailer that I really did like. It was very intense, but I liked the fact that they were keeping so much close to their chest.
Yeah.
The fact that we saw a green entity leave the well, and we saw Gozer's potential demon dog step on the roof of the car. Those are the only two things that we got. So the speculation now for what could be or what isn't there is amazing, because if they played this right and they only had 1 or 2 ghosts, they could make them feel like true entities of fear and wonder. If they just chuck a load of CGI on the screen. That was one of the big problems with Ghostbusters 2016, was the fact that they showed everything and it was cartoony.
Yeah.
This doesn't want to be that, you can tell.
Yeah, but let us know what you thought of the Ghostbusters trailer down in the comments below. Are you looking forward to this new take on the old 80s franchise? You know, next year I think we have the Bill and Ted sequel to look forward to. It's also, the 80s are back, baby. Please let us know what you think down in the comments below, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and hit that notification bell, because it really, really does help us out. You can find more stuff like this at whatculture.com. You can follow me on Twitter at Ewan Brunasings. You can follow Jules on Twitter at
RetroJ with a 0, my
and
friends.
we'll see you next time.
Bye!
Bustin' makes me feel good, feel good.